Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's the continuation of my relocation story, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you the step-by-step process of how I applied to schools, paid my tuition deposit, applied for my visa, how I put together all the documents I needed to apply for my visa, and basically spilling all the tea. I mean, just giving you guys a detailed picture of what applying to the UK looks like. And yeah, that's it. So without further ado guys, let's get right into the video. Again guys, I would like to mention that I am not an agent. The only reason I'm doing this video is for people who would also want to apply by themselves, right? Apply by themselves and maybe learn a thing or two from my experiences. And yes, so disclaimer, I am not an agent. I only know what I did. So now that that is out of the way, let's get right into it. I have mentioned I came into the UK through study route. I have no idea how other routes coming to the UK works, so whatever questions you want to ask me should be relating to studying in the UK, basically the UK student visa. Okay, yeah, that's all I know. I have no idea about dependent visa. I have no idea about work visa or any other type of visa that might be available in the UK. Yeah. Also, I currently study at Northumbria University, and I'm studying international business management with advanced practice. Okay, so you might also want to ask me questions relating to my course, my school, whatever it is you want to ask guys, just drop it in the comment section. So yeah, now let's start from the beginning. I mean, if you want to come to the UK, the very first thing you need to do is to put your documents together. Okay, when you have your documents, you can you already have everything in one place. All you have to do is search for the schools, and then you can apply to as many schools as you want. I don't know if that makes sense, but in essence what I'm saying is have an idea of all the documents you need, put them together. If you don't have any of the documents, find a way to get them, and then have them be settled before you start searching for schools or before you start applying to schools, right? So I'm going to be listing out the documents you need to apply for most of the schools in the UK. Some schools require you to submit some other documents. However, for most schools in the UK, there's a list of documents in general basically that you need to apply to schools. Okay, so in this cute little jotter, I have a list of things I want to say. So I mean, if you see me looking down, I have this, and I'm going to be saying most of the things I want to talk about, picking most of the things I want to talk about from this jotter, because I mean, I don't have everything in my head. I had to think back and jot everything down before coming on here to tell you guys how I went about the process. For most schools, the documents you need are your international passport, your WAEC certificate. The reason you're using WAEC certificate is because of the English, your English language. So most schools require you to have at least a C6 in your English language. Yeah, and then some other schools also accept NECO. For example, Northumbria accepts NECO from you. However, you have to get a minimum of B2 in your English language. Okay, majority of the schools in the UK actually will take your WAEC from you, right? However, there are some schools and there are some courses that will tell you, oh, we don't want your WAEC, or we don't want your NECO, all we want is IELTS, and then you might need to take your IELTS examinations. Okay, so once that is out of the way, I mean, you already have a certificate for your English proficiency. Now the next document you need is your BSc certificate. Your BSc certificate, you need your transcript, you also need your reference. Now for reference, you need your academic and professional reference, right? However, professional reference is usually for people that have graduated say 3 years ago, basically 3 years and above. I didn't have to submit any professional reference because I finished my BSc in 2019. I did NYSC from 2019 to 2020, so my NYSC certificate already covers my 2019 to 2020. Okay, so I mean, after my 2020 I started the whole process in 2021 and I came in 2022. Okay, so I didn't have to use any professional references. However, if you've graduated school for more than 3 years, then you might need to get a professional reference, right? Even if you have a business, even if you have a business, I think your CAC works. Just like get a professional reference ready. If you have graduated school for more than 3 years, they didn't ask me for any professional reference, so all I did was just to contact a lecturer in my school who I've been building a relationship with before now to just like write a reference for me. I literally just told her, oh, I'm applying to schools in the UK, and then she wrote the reference for me. Then you also need your personal statement, right? Your personal statement is just a piece of document, like an essay, basically, just like you writing the reason why you want to study the course you want to study, the reason you want to go study at the school you're applying to, and the reason why you want to study in the UK. Okay, so your personal statement has to majorly include those 3 points. You also have to mention in your personal statement your career progression. So after you complete your studies in the UK, you have to put in your personal statement the plans you have, whether you want to, get a job in maybe, for me now, I put that, so for those that don't know, I used to run a business in Nigeria before I came to the UK, and then, and of course I'm studying international business management, so I just kept there that, okay, I want to go back to my home country to start up a business. I also put there that I also intend to, get a job in a multinational business. All these things. Just look for a career that fits your business or whatever it is you want to do, to be honest, after your studies in the UK, and then add to your personal statement. Okay, if you want me to do like a breakdown of how to write your personal statement, or like a detailed video on how to write your personal statements, please drop it in the comments. Okay, if I don't get enough comments, I'm not going to shoot the video. So there are so many videos on YouTube already, and I don't think, if you don't want it, there's any reason for me to shoot it. Okay, so if you want to see that video, please drop in the comment section and I'll definitely do that for you. So let's check the remaining documents we have. I've already mentioned your international passport, I've mentioned your personal statement, I've mentioned your WAEC certificate or your English proficiency certificate, I've mentioned your BSc certificate, I've mentioned your academic and professional references, and I've mentioned, okay, like I said, for me, I used my NYSC certificate to show that this was what I did from this period to this period, right? So I also submitted my NYSC certificate. So these are the documents you need for most of the schools you apply to in the UK. Now that we've sorted school application documents aspect, we now want to search for schools. Right? So searching for schools in the UK for me was very easy because I knew the course I wanted to study. I mean, it was only business. Business was all that was in my head. So I knew that it was either MBA or a business management course. But I wanted to do MBA, and I realized that MBA was a lot of money. It was so much money, so I just had to, MBA, I'll do you later if I have the money and by God's grace. However, I just need to focus on what I can afford. Right now, which was a master's degree, an MSc in business management. So I knew that I wanted to do business management, so all I did was just to now go on Google to search universities in the UK that offer business management. A lot of schools have different names they give this course, the course I'm studying, right? So you also want to do your research. I mean, you look for the different variations they call the course that you want to study. For my course, some schools call it international management, some schools call it international business management, some schools call it international business. So I mean, those are 3 different variations, and then they literally mean the same thing. Okay, so you also want to do your research and find out, do they call this course any other thing, right, in other schools? So once that is out of the way, just go on Google. You're already sure of the course you want to study, just go on Google to type universities in the UK that offer international business management, universities in the UK that offer public health, universities in the UK that offer microbiology, universities in the UK that offer finance. So I mean, just go on Google, and then Google is your friend, you guys. If you want to do this process yourself, Google is definitely your friend, and I'm also going to give you another body, another best friend, but that will be later on. When I started searching like that, I had a list of schools. Google will like literally bring out a list for you, giving you like a list of schools basically that offer the course that you want to study, right? So you can now start picking the schools one after the other to check their requirements, check their tuition, check their payments, installments, check major things, to be honest. Check the lifestyle in the environment, check a lot of things, guys, a lot of things. I don't think I want to start like mentioning all you need to check, but I mean, once you selected a school, you already have your course, you've already selected your school, then the next thing to do is to apply. Now this is like the easiest part because you already have all your documents, so all you have to do is to always tailor your personal statement and tailor your references. And I feel like the reference can even be like generic. Yeah, so I mean, you can just even tell the person that is, whoever is doing your reference for you, to make it a general reference because you want to apply to more than one school, right? So all you have to work on basically is your personal statement. And I mean, for your personal statement, if you're stating why you want to study in a particular school, it might be different from why you want to study in the other school, right? So the reason you want to study a course in Northumbria University is different from why you want to study a course in, say, Bradford, right? So you always want to tailor your personal statement to suit the school that you want to go to, okay, and the course that you want to study. So you already have all your documents, you have your references, you've tailored your personal statement to the school that you want to apply to. All you have to do is apply, and then you guys, it's an online application, so it doesn't take long. I feel like the maximum I've spent on an application was 30 minutes. That was like the longest. Was it 30 minutes or like 1 hour? For most schools it's always like very short, and then just like fill in, upload documents, and that's it, submit, and you are good to go. So now, once you're done with this step, all you have to do now is wait for either your conditional or your unconditional offer, right? So most schools will give you, some schools will give you unconditional at first, before telling you to fulfill some conditions before they give you your unconditional offer, and some schools will give you unconditional offer straight up, okay? So whichever one you have, if it's a conditional offer you have, all you have to do is check through the letter you have and fulfill the conditions, okay? And yeah, once you fulfill your condition, send back to the school, and always send them mails, because most of the schools, like for me now, it took me a while before I got my unconditional offer after I had already fulfilled the condition on my conditional offer. That sounds like a lot of English, but you always want to send them follow-up mails, letting them know, oh, you've met their conditions, however you haven't got any unconditional offer and everything like that. So yeah, some schools' condition may be for you to pay your tuition deposit. So the condition on some of your offers may be, or make a deposit of this to secure your offer, right? So yeah, I mean, once your conditions are fulfilled, you have your unconditional offer, the next thing ideally is to pay your tuition deposit, okay? Now, to pay your tuition deposit, the cheapest method to use is to make payment through your Form A, and Form A is basically you making your payment through CBN's rates. So I mean, the rate is cheaper than every other rate you can find in the market, and it saves you a lot of money, okay? So I'm going to be giving you a list of documents you need to be able to apply for Form A through your account. So in the past, applying for Form A used to be like paper and pen, where you fill a lot of things in a piece of paper, and then you attach a lot of documents. You make photocopies of documents and attach to that paper, but they don't do that like that anymore. So the way it is now is for you to, first of all, you want to ensure that your email address is linked to your BVN. Yeah, so once that is done, you're good to start using the trade system portal. So the trade system portal is the portal where all your transactions will be made, right? And then everybody use the trade system portal regardless of the bank that you want to use to make payments, right? So all you have to do is to I think you have to create an account. Here you have to create an account. I mean, once your email address is linked to your BVN, you have to create an account on the trade system portal. That portal is used for various other things. It's not only for me, it is used for, but what you need it for is Form A. So yeah, Now for your form A, these are the documents you need. You need your passport data page. So what you need to do is to, you know, scan the first page of your passport where you have your details, your biodata. You scan it, have it on your phone. Yeah, I also want to mention before we continue that all these documents that I've mentioned that you have, make sure that you have them in a folder, right? Have them in a folder so that you don't, when you want to, like, you know, apply for this one, apply for that one, you're not like all over the place. You already have a particular folder where you just go to and, you know, just pick them. Yeah, I mean, it makes things super easy for you. Yeah, so so you can just easily go to that folder and pick your passport data page. I call it passport data page, some people call it bio data page. Yeah, but whatever it is you call it, it's that first page of your passport where you have your passport photo, where you have your details in general. Yeah, so you need your passport data page, you need your BSc certificate, you need your offer letter. The offer letter you've already gotten from your school, you need it. You need a debit consent. So a debit consent is you writing a letter to the manager of your bank telling them that, oh, you give authority for them to debit your account. Okay, that debit consent is like, how will I say it, is like an evidence. The form that you would have used your hands to fill in the bank is now online basically. So in addition to that form that you are filling, you're also writing a letter telling them, oh, I give authority to debit this account, this amount of money, and this money should be sent to whichever school you are sending it to. So you have your address, your home address, you have the bank address. You can just write the manager. For me, I use Wema Bank Limited or something like that. Then, you know, just like a formal letter basically. So the body of the letter is just going to be your heading, of course, authority to debit my account. Then you put for myself now, I said hereby give consent to debit my account with account number so, right? Then once you put the account number, you can now put the amount of this money should be sent to this school with account number this and sort code this, right? So I mean, just basically let them know that I'm actually consenting to you debiting my account and sending the money that you remove from my account to this school. Yeah, basically, I mean, if you guys have any questions, you know what to do. But I feel like I've explained it the best way I can. In the letter, you also need to write boldly in a corner. Like, so after you've written the body of the letter, the bottom part of the letter, you can now write your account number, your name, right? And then you can now write the school's name, school's account number, school sort code. Every other detail should also be there, including the school's address. So once that is sorted, you are then free to submit, and that's it. So you want to make sure that you apply for your form A as soon as you can, because it can take a while, and you don't want to say because you are looking for a cheap rate to make payments, you don't now want to miss out on the deadline you have, if you have a deadline. So yeah, that's all with making your payment. So after making your payment, the next thing to do is to start your CAS process. Okay, so CAS is confirmation of acceptance for studies, and without your CAS, you will not be able to apply for your visa, right? So you need your CAS. CAS is like one of the major documents you need to start your visa application. Different schools have different CAS processes. Some schools will tell you want you to do a pre-CAS interview, right? Some schools will also tell you, oh, we also need to see your bank statements, basically your maintenance document. Some schools will also tell you all we want to do is for you to fill a form, like fill a questionnaire. The questionnaire that they will most likely give you is just you answering questions they would have asked you during an interview. For most schools, this is how the process goes. You either do a pre-CAS interview and show proof of funds, or you just show proof of funds. Some schools don't even ask you for any interview, or they ask you for proof of funds and questionnaire, right? So yeah, but for me, all I had to do was pay my tuition deposit and I got my CAS. So Northumbria has a London campus, then they also have a Newcastle campus. London campus requires you to show proof of funds and then also do pre-CAS interview, but as at now for Northumbria, Newcastle, all you have to do is to make your tuition deposit and you are good to go. Okay, so I don't know, the policy might change today, change tomorrow. I really don't know how it is right now, but I'm talking about when I did my own processes. So that's why I said you want to do your research, and then you don't want to quote me and say Timmy said there is no precast interview, or Timmy said there is no proof of funds. So you also want to do your research, because I mean, policies change, they are the owner of their school, so they can choose to do whatever it is they want. Okay, now let's just talk about proof of funds, which is like peculiar to most of the schools. Okay, so proof of funds is basically an amount of money that you have to show in your account for a minimum period of 28 days, and then this amount is an addition of the amount that is left after you pay your tuition deposit and a maintenance fee for 9 months. So I think it's £1,023 per month for schools that are outside London, and I can't remember the amount for London, yeah, but I know that for schools outside London, you have to show an amount of 9,207 for 9 months. So your proof of funds now is 9,207 for schools outside London, right? For schools outside London, £9,207 plus the amount that is left on your tuition after you made your tuition deposit. So to put it in context, your school fees is £13,000. You've paid £2,000 off. What you have left is how much? £11,000. £11,000 plus 9,207 if your school is outside London is what you are going to show as proof of funds. I'm sure some people are already wondering, oh, am I going to multiply it by the current exchange rate? I didn't use the current exchange rate, like I'm saying black market, right? I didn't use the current like black market exchange rate to put the money in my account. What I used was an OANDA rate. So OANDA is like a website where you can check like you can check the official rates, yeah, of a currency. Okay, so when I checked, I think on OANDA the rate of pounds to naira was about 520 at the time, and then so what I did was I just like increased the amount I saw on OANDA. So I showed 600 instead of the 520 that was there, and then it was still not up to £800 black market rate at the time. You want to check OANDA, I'm going to like put the link. It's going to show on the screen, and I think I'm going to try to put it in my description box. So I mean, you can easily just check the current rate and know the amount that you want to use, especially for January intakes. Yeah, so to show your proof of funds, you can use your personal account, you can use your spouse's account, you can use your parents' account. However, for your spouse's account and for your parents' account, they need to write a letter consenting to the fact that you want to use your account to show proof of funds. Okay, that's why I keep saying like it's very easy, like it's very straightforward when you use your own account. After you show proof of funds to the school, yeah, I mean, it now depends on how long the school will take to give you your CAS, right? So I mean, once you've like completed everything they want you to complete, then be rest assured that you're going to get your CAS. Not in every case, okay? From the story that I already shared with you in the first part of this video, I did everything I was supposed to do, but I wasn't given CAS, and that was because they admitted too many students and they couldn't issue CAS to all of us. So like that was what happened. And I think I don't know, I think that issue has been happening to a lot of schools now. So that's why I said you want to do your research well, find out from students, from like current students of the school, ask them, oh, did you have this issue, did you have that issue? Any questions you have, to be honest, like just ask them. They are in the best position to tell you what works, basically what happened to them during their time, how they were able to, you know, scale through whatever it is that happened. And yeah, so that ends you getting your CAS. So you've gotten your CAS, yay. Once you have your CAS, the next thing you want to do is to apply for your visa. Now for your visa application, like, so I'll say that visa application is now like a different ball game. It's quite similar to, you know, applying for your CAS and everything. However, you also need a few more documents to apply for your visa, right? So these are the documents you need for your visa application. You need your tuberculosis test certificate. You need to have paid your IHS fee. You need to have paid your visa fee. You need your CAS of course, and all the documents you used in applying to the school that you want to attend. Okay, so once you have all those documents, you are good to apply for your visa. But we're now going to break down the visa application. So let's start from your tuberculosis test. You need your tuberculosis test certificate. UKVI only accepts tuberculosis test certificates from IOM, and then IOM is International Organization for Migration, I guess. Yeah, International Organization for Migration, and then they only have 2 offices in Nigeria, one in Lagos and one in Abuja. So depending on the one that is close to you, you can choose to use anyone, to be honest. However, if you can avoid it, go and use the one in Abuja. Can't use the one in Abuja because the one in Lagos is always crowded. But it's something you can do if you have patience and everything. But I mean, if you cannot afford to go to Abuja and back, then Lagos is your best bet if you are close to Lagos. Okay, so yeah. Now for your tuberculosis test, what you have to do is to first of all log on to IOM website and pick a date for your test. Okay, so picking a date is kind of, how will I say it takes a while, because I mean a lot of people, it's not only UK that uses IOM, right? Canada uses IOM, Australia uses IOM, and some other countries. Okay, so you're not the only one that wants to get a date for this tuberculosis test. So you want to make sure that while you're waiting for your car, you can start to book a date for your tuberculosis test. Okay, so once you have a date booked, then you need to make a payment of 58,700 to the IOM account number. I think it's Standard Chartered. Yeah, so you need to like basically make your payment to the bank. You can do a bank transfer, honestly. You can use your bank app, right? So you have your receipt to print, because your receipt is one of the things that admits you into the center. But the 2 major documents you need is your passport and your payment receipt. So once you have those 2 documents, you're good to go in for your tuberculosis test. The test itself doesn't take long, to be honest, and it's not really a test. It's like an x-ray. Yeah, it's like an x-ray. So all you have to do when you get there is there are a lot of waiting centers. You wait from at one point to another. At the end of the day, you go for your x-ray. Once you're done with your x-ray, you see your doctor. Once you see the doctor, that's basically it, and you can choose to wait to collect your certificate that same day, or you come back another day. I'll suggest you dedicate a full day for this. Okay, you can finish early. You might finish early, or you might not finish early. So dedicate a full day for it, and then so that you can collect your certificate the same day you do your x-ray. Yeah. So once that is sorted, you already have your tuberculosis test certificate. Now the next thing to do is to make payments for your IHS fee and your visa fee. Okay, so yeah, now this is where we go back to our book. For your visa fee, I checked the UK Gov website. $427 is what you have to pay for your student visa. Yeah. Now for your IHS fee varies. The IHS fee for someone that is doing a 1-year course is different from the IHS fee of someone that is doing a 2-year course, or someone that is doing an 18-month course, or someone that is doing a 20-month course. Okay, so it differs. So I would advise that there's a way you can calculate the amount that you'll be paying for your IHS fee, and then it's always on the UK Gov website. So I'm just going to put the link in my description box so you can easily click it and calculate the amounts you'll be paying. Okay, usually the amount on the UK Gov website is in pounds, but you'll be paying in dollars. Okay, so you're paying your IHS fee and you're paying your visa fee together. But I think the IHS fee is the first you pay. After you pay your IHS fee, then you pay your visa fee. So after you make the payment on the website, it redirects you to the TLS contact center. Now the TLS contact center is, I think, 3 in Nigeria. There's 2 in Lagos and there's 1 in Abuja. Okay, so the one in Lagos there's 1 in Ikeja and there's 1 in VI. I used the one in VI, and that was because a lot of people were applying for visa at the time, and then VI was where I could easily get a date. Okay, now if you want to use the VI center, apart from the amount you'll be paying as your visa fee, you also be paying a £55 fee. So whichever one works for you, you can choose to use the Ikeja Center. You don't have to make any payments for that, and you can choose to use the BI Center. Or if you're close to Abuja or you want to go to Abuja, you can choose to use the Abuja Center. Another thing I want to mention about biometrics and TLS and visa application is that when you're on the TLS website, you can either choose self-service or assisted service. I chose self-service. So self-service means that you're going to be uploading all your documents by yourself, while assisted service means that you're going to pack all your documents to the center, to the yeah, you're going to pack all your documents to the center, and the official there is going to upload your documents for you. Okay, and I think you have to pay an extra 11,000 naira or something for that one, but I could do it myself and I didn't see any reason why I wanted to pay any 11,000 naira. Okay, so I uploaded these documents myself, right? So, but you also have to make sure that you're uploading everything correctly. Once that is sorted, then you are set to go for your biometrics. You have to upload all these documents, right, before you go for your biometrics. So I'm going to give you a list of documents you are supposed to upload, right? So on your portal, you have to upload your degree certificate, you have to upload your YX certificate, of course, you have to upload your transcript, you have to upload your CAS and offer letter, you have to upload your reference letters, you have to upload a 28 days bank statement, and you have to upload your passport data page and your TB certificate. Okay, so those are the documents that you are to upload. For those that did proof of funds for CAS, you already have your bank statement, right? However, the bank statement must not be above 31 days. The bank statement itself can be 28 days and above. However, if you have a 28 days and above bank statement with you, and the date you print the bank statement is 5th January 2021, it means that you can only use that bank statement from 5th January 2021 to 4th February 2021. Okay, so any date after 4th February 2021, the bank statement is useless. You can't use it anymore. You need to go to the bank to print a fresh one. So that's why you always need a freshly printed bank statement for your visa application. So if the bank statement you printed for your CAS is still fresh, then it still works well for your visa application. Okay, so I mean, that is also sorted, right? So after you upload all your documents, then you can now go for your biometrics. Once that is sorted, you are already at your biometrics center, and this doesn't even take so long. All you have to do is, go into the building, let them know that you're here for whatever it is that you're there for. Of course, your UK biometrics appointment. Then you have to just write your name, write your, I think, passport number or something like that. Yeah, so once that is done, you have to wait for your turn. Then you have to do your thumbprint. So yeah, once you are done with your biometrics appointment, that's what you have to do. The next thing to do is wait. If you are doing a standard visa application, your waiting time is 3 weeks. If you're doing priority visa application, your waiting time is 5 days, I think, just say a week. Then if you're doing super priority, your wait time is 24 hours. If you know that you can't wait, anxiety might finish you, then you want to I don't know, but I don't think it's not something you can't wait for. You can actually wait for it. Just in the time being, look for something that can keep you busy, where you don't have to think about it too much. Okay, mine took just 2 weeks and 4 days. Some people's decision took exactly 2 weeks. Some people took more than that. Yeah, some people's decision took more than that. Now, I also want to mention that another thing you can do, maybe if your anxiety is all over the place, you're anxious, you don't even know what to do at this point, another thing you can do is a paid call or a paid mail. I did a paid mail because paid call wasn't going through. So a paid mail is just you calling the contact center, the decision making center rather. So decision making center is technically UKVI themselves, okay, to just ask them if a decision has been made on your visa. So you can call them after 15 days of your visa application. Some people didn't wait up to 15 days, some people called at 12 days, some people called at 13 days. like that. So once you call them or you send them a mail and a decision has been made on your visa and you didn't get any mail to send any other additional documents or anything, then you can be rest assured that a decision has been made and your visa is ready. It's not like they literally told us that, oh, once that happens, but I mean, we followed the trend of how things went during my time, and that was how it was for most people. Okay, so once you call them and they tell you, oh, a decision has been made on your visa, just know that everything has gone smoothly. Okay, so all you have to do is now wait for your passport to be sent back to the TLS, and then TLS contacting you to come and pick up your visa. Once I collected my visa, I mean, I was very happy, I was very thankful, I was very grateful. So yeah, I want to like give you a few tips, a few things I feel like I did that helped me have a seamless process. And I feel like the very first thing that I did was that I joined a group. So there's this group on Telegram, CP Community. If you would like to join that group, just like send me a DM and I'll, you know, point the group out for you, or even send you the link directly. Okay, another thing I did was, of course, I involved God. Like, I prayed a lot about the process. I didn't do it on my own because I honestly don't believe that I can do anything on my own, to be honest. But another thing I did was to apply on time. I feel like I got my offer early enough, so I had enough time to, you know, apply for these things by myself. If you are rushing, you might not have the patience to, you know, take things one step at a time and everything. But I applied for my schools early, and so I got my cars early, I applied for my visa early enough and all these things. So yeah, you want to make sure that whenever you are finally decided that you want to come to the UK for your studies, then you need to like get onto the job already. Yeah, another thing I did was I made a lot of research. Google is your friend, like I said earlier. I used Google for the littlest things, guys, and trust me, guys, when I say Google works. Okay, another thing I would say I did differently was that I was always asking questions. I mean, like, whenever I'm confused and I see people that have already like gone through the process, I'll always go to them, ask them questions. How did you do this? How did you do that? Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's it, guys. We have finally come to the end of today's video. Whew, finally, I've gotten all this off my chest. If you still have any questions after all I said, please feel free to drop your comments in my comment section. Okay, drop your questions in my comment section, and I'll do well to answer them. If I don't have an answer to your question, I'll make sure I look for somebody that I can ask and answer your question. Okay, so yeah, that's it, guys. We've come to the end of today's video. Please do not forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Okay, the channel is growing and I'm so thankful to every single one of you, but we need to keep growing. Okay, let's get to 1K before the end of the year. Can we do that? Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.